Hello friends, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to see everything about the count function. Count function is basically used to count the number of cells in a particular range based on various conditions, etc. So under the count function umbrella we have got 5 different functions. First one is the general count, which is just going to count the number of cells that has the numerical values. Now one of the important mistakes or one of the important steps which we all oversee is give a count function where we have the ranges that has other than numbers, maybe a text or anything of that sort. That is going to return only a 0. A simple count function is always used to count the cell ranges that has only numerical values in it. Okay. The next one is count A. Count A is going to give the number of cells that has any value but excluding the blank values. So this can be used for text or numbers or anything of that sort. The only thing is this is going to exclude all the blank values. Count blank is going to see the number of cells which is having blank values. So count A is going to exclude, count blank is to give only the number of cells that has blank values in it. Countif is again going to count the number of cells that has values based on a particular condition. Countifs does the same thing as Countif, but here you can give multiple conditions to check. Let's get in. Let's see everything in detail. Now I've got the usual data set which has sales volumes. We have got the date, we have got the sales person name, we have got the product, we have got the number of sales that happened, and what is the sale type like. Is it a cold call that was made by the salesperson? Is it a walk-in, or is it through a referral? Okay, I've got some queries listed over here which is going to be solved based on the 5 different count conditions we have under the count umbrella. Okay, now first one, count where the name isn't available. So I've got intentionally some blank ranges over here. So this is going to give us the name or the number of cell ranges that has name excluding the blank. So let me go to a count A, which is going to exclude everything, all the blank. So this is B2 to B375. So I've got 367 records which is not a blank. So let's go and validate this one. So if I have only the blanks, then I've got 7. So in total I have 374 values, and that 374 minus 7 is gonna give me 367. Right? The next one, where the sales date, so number of sales data available, so all the sales. Now here, because this is number value, I just give a count of D2 to D375. Okay, so that gives me the entire range 374. Okay, now what if I introduce a blank over here? So that's 8. It takes automatically. It just gives me the count of cells that has some value in it, and it excludes the blank automatically. I don't have to give a count A, and this is only available if the value in the cell is a number. Okay, let me reiterate that 8 again over there. The number of sales data excluding any blank values. So that's what we just saw. So let me delete this. Count of again D2 to D375, and that's this. Okay, now number of sales where the name is Rohit. So here is where we are going to give conditions. Okay, now I'm going to do a Countif because we are just going to check one condition. So which is the range which I'm going to check? The name. So name is B2 to B375, And what is the condition? Sorry, what is the condition? The condition is if it is Rohit or not. So we have got 59 records that has the name Rohit in it. Okay. Now the next condition is number of sales excluding Virat. So we are going to say I don't want any sales which is having the name as Virat. So again, Countif, the range which I'm going to check is the name again, B22, B375, and this time the condition is going to be not equals to Virat. So when you put a less than greater than, that is equaling to not equals to in Excel. So we got 306 records which doesn't have the name Virat. Okay. Now let's do another condition where the sale value is greater than 5 in a particular date. So Countif, this time the condition is the sale value. So I'm going to check D22, D375 because that's where the sale value is, and the condition here is greater than 5. So the sale where we had, the day where we have more than 5 sales, that is like 126 days, right? Then similar condition, Countif, the sale value is equal to 4. I just want to give a lot of permutation combinations so that you are well versed with what all we can do within a Countif function. So again, D22, D375, and it's gonna be 4. So that's like 49 days. Now let's marry an average function within the count function. So I need to see the number of sales where the sale value is greater than the average sales value. So the sale value, Countif, the sale value is in D2, so D22, D375. So this should be greater than, and what am I going to check? The average of the sales. So sales is nothing but D22, D375. So what this particular function does is, first it goes and checks the range. So in our case the range is sales, so D22, D375, and it is checking whether it is greater than the average of that particular sales numbers. Now ampersand is nothing but it just adds to this particular function. Okay. Now we can even use a wildcard to do a Countif. So the query is number of sales where the salesperson name starts with an S. So Countif, we are seeing the name, so the name is in B2, so B22, B375, and the condition is starting with S. So if you want to search for a wildcard, always have the search condition followed with a asterisk. So that gives everything with an S. So now we have Sachin and Saurav, so that should give all the names for, all the items for these two names. Now number of sales where the name is Sachin and the sale type is walk-in. So here we are starting to give two conditions. When you have multiple conditions or more than one condition, then we will be using the Countifs. So let me use Countifs. Now first it is going to ask for a range which is for the first criteria. Now our first criteria is name. So name is in B2, so I'm going to give B22, B375, and the criteria is going to be Sachin, and then I'm going to give the second criteria range. So the second criteria for us is whether cell type is walk-in or not. So that is in E2, so E22 is 375, and the condition is walk-in. Okay, so that gives this value. So goes, checks the criteria, the name criteria B22, B375, sees for the name, the provided name Sachin, and then go to the second range which is sale type for us because we need to check the walk-in, and that's what it happens. So E2 to E375 checks the condition as walk-in and returns. Okay. Now the number of sales, like when I say as above, the number of sales where the name is Sachin and the sale type is walk-in, and then the total number of sales for that particular day should be greater than 5. So we are adding 3 conditions over here. So Countifs. So the first condition is whether the name is Sachin or not. So B2 to B375, that's where we have the name. So we key in the name over here, and then the second condition, whether the sale type is walk-in or not. So that is in E. So E2 to E375, and the condition is gonna be walk-in. And the third condition is the sales has to be more than 5, and the sale is in D column. So D2 to D375, and what we are checking, whether it is greater than 5. Okay. So we have 5 times where the condition matches the name is Sachin, the sale type is walk-in, and the sale is greater than 5. Let's quickly validate that. Go to name, sorted by Sachin. The sale type has to be walk-in, and the sale has to be greater than 5. So that is this. So we have the count is 5. So let's remove all the filter, and that's what we have, 5. So we had a simple count over here. We had a count A, and then we had Countif with one condition, multiple times, I mean different ways of using that. And then we had Countifs where we had 2 conditions, and then Countifs where we had 3 conditions. So the next one we need to see, or the only thing which we missed to see, is Countblank. So let's say we have got, let's say, the number of blank values in name. So let's do a Countblank, and here the range is going to be name, so it's going to be B2 to B375. So we have 7 times where it is blank. Again, let's go quickly validate, filter that with the blank values, and then here you go, we got 7. So remove the filter, number of blank values in name, we used a Countblank function which will return the 7 value. Right, now again we got the query here, we got the results here, but we don't know which formula we have used. So quickly use a formula text function, formula text, and then give the value. This is going to return the formula as a text value, not as, so now this is no more a formula. If you look at the format of this particular cell value, it is general, it is not a formula anymore. This is to quickly check what formula we have used, so that we know what is the query, what is the formula, and what is the return value or the result value. I hope you like this video on the count function. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and then share the video. If you got any questions, please post them on the comment section and I will be happy to help. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a very good day.